Hey, it's Toni here again to give you a little ballroom 101 lesson. And one of the questions that's come up a lot lately is why on So You Think You Can Dance do the contestants do lifts, whereas on Dancing with the Stars they're so against doing lifts at all. So, two big reasons for that. One, on So You Think You Can Dance, we are dealing with trained dancers. These kids have been trained to do lifts even before they get on the show. They're physically capable to do, able to do it. They're trained in it. They're athletes. Their bodies are younger 90% of the time, and they're really good at doing them. So it seems a shame not to take advantage of that skill that they have. Whereas on Dancing with the Stars, these people are complete beginners. They've never danced. The contestants have never danced. And so they're training people who have no skills, have had no training in lifts, just the basics of dance. So they just leave that element of lifts out just to keep it simpler for the people on Dancing with the Stars, for the contestants, one. And two, I just know if I was a professional dancer on Dancing with the Stars, dancing with a beginner in front of millions of people with all that stress, do I want someone who's not trained in lifting me up week after week? There is no way. Those professionals on that show would they'd be up in arms. They would be like, no way, at least get us 10 weeks into the show or 8 weeks into the show before we get picked up, because at least you're being left with people who have, hopefully at that stage more skills in dancing and have had more training and are used to, the whole style. So there's that part of it, the difference in quality of dancers on the shows. And then the other part is in the ballroom world, so I'm just speaking for our side of it. In ballroom dance competitions, we have two divisions. We have the competition where everybody's on the floor at the same time. They have 6 couples on the floor in a final. So for safety's sake, because there's so many couples on the floor, they don't allow lifts. They call them dangerous moves, just because the girls are wearing 3-inch heels with spikes on them. It could just be really dangerous when there's a group situation on the floor. However, we have another division called the showdance division, where a couple is on the floor on their own and there's no danger of hitting anybody else. In that showdance division, those couples are allowed to do lifts. It's encouraged. It's part of the whole routine. So we're assuming because the couples on So You Think You Can Dance are on the floor on their own, they're doing a showdance routine, not a competitive ballroom group number. So in a showdance routine, you're allowed to do lifts. Therefore, you should be allowed to do lifts with the So You Think You Can Dance couples. So I hope that answers your questions about lifts or no lifts. Alright, if you're interested in this, you know where to find me. You can just find me on my Twitter page and ask more questions. I'm happy to answer them for you.